Among hundreds of problems facing the American people in the 21st century, childhood and teen obesity is on the rise, and many people are turning a blind eye. Our youth is fat and getting fatter. According to the Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, approximately 12.7 million, or 20% of children and adolescents, are obese. Obesity is among the easiest medical condition to recognize, but one of the hardest to treat. The unhealthy weight gain from lack of exercise and poor diet choices is responsible for over 300,000 deaths each year. Obesity can be complex and caused by many different things, including genetic, behavioral, biological, and cultural factors. Video games, TV, the internet, fast food, and unhealthy food options are partly to blame. Children are spending more time sitting in front of computers and the TV instead of running around outside like they're supposed to. They're not active enough at school and at home and aren't receiving proper health and wellness education. Apart from the obvious reasons of obesity is an issue, it also has serious medical risks and complications for children. High blood pressure, diabetes, low self-esteem, depression, increased risk of heart disease, joint pain, and breathing problems are just a few of the maladies associated with obesity. Child and adolescent obesity can also bring about emotional problems. Children can have issues with their peers. They can get bullied. They can create eating disorders or obsessive compulsive disorder. These children need serious help, and they can only look to those around them for help: their parents, their physicians, educators, and friends. Obesity frequently becomes a lifelong issue, and most of the time, if these kids don't get help, they will carry on to be obese through their adult lives as well. You may wonder why more American children are obese than the rest of the world. Here's a few reasons. Americans are consuming more than 30 times the amount of sugar they did hundreds of years ago. Right now, we're currently consuming about 132 pounds of sugar per person per year, according to the Mayo Clinic. We're also consuming more processed fast foods. These days, children are getting a majority of their calories from items like pizzas and burgers instead of fruits and veggies. American households are watching more than 8 hours of TV a day. More than 8 hours. The average in the 60s was about 6 hours, according to the Nielsen Company. The American child watches more TV than he or she does staying in school. So they're watching more TV than hours they're spending in school. More TV time means less time outside being active. Even simple things like walking or riding their bike to school instead of being driven can help. Of course, if you live a decent distance away, then it makes sense to take a bus or be driven. American portion sizes have also increased dramatically since the 50s. According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, larger portions lead to larger waistlines, which is pretty much common sense. The American fast food industry is rapidly growing. And growing children, or better yet, their parents, can't avoid the convenience of a fast and easy meal on the go with their busy schedules. Children and adolescent obesity can be treated and managed, but everyone has to do their part for the welfare of our children and their future. The first steps would obviously be to seek medical help, get advice from a physician or nutritionist to set up a weight management plan. Parents have to take a bigger role by monitoring their child's food intake and changing their eating habits and making better food selections. Parents can also implement more activity in their child's daily life, ration TV time, computer time, and also incorporate more free time to play outside or at the park, or have more family activities which can benefit everyone in the family. Schools can play a major part in a child's education and options. They should start providing healthier food options for lunch. They could remove vending machines or start filling them with healthier snack options. They can bring back physical education and gym classes and make them mandatory, adding them to daily or weekly class schedules. These gym classes or physical education classes can be amended to be more encompassing of basic nutrition and health for younger students. And for teens, they can teach them how to work out, use machines at the gym, or how to work out without using machines. I think recess should also be brought back to schools that no longer have them. To have 15 or 20 minutes before lunch to run and play like children were meant to be, it definitely helps with their metabolism and, processing the food that they eat for lunch. If schools changed and added some of these things, they would be setting a tone and other schools would probably follow. And parents would want to send their children to a health conscious school. I know I would. Our youth spends too much time with their heads in their phones, and they're missing out on life around them. And they're heading down a very unhealthy path to their future. Try to remember your childhood years and how much better it was and how much healthier we ate because our parents had to cook dinner. Eating out was a luxury and not a daily activity. I'm 29 years old and I grew up watching an hour of TV after school, helping my mother cook dinner, doing homework, and playing outside with my brother on a daily basis. I didn't have a cell phone until I went to high school. My father reluctantly got me the cell phone because I was going to school 15 to 20 miles away from home. I've grown up in the transition and can see how this age of technology is amazing, but at the same time can see how it's affecting our younger generations today. They're lazier, they're more entitled, their parents have no control over them, and there are many overweight children. I've seen plenty of these obese children in my career, and I also notice that a good amount of them are a reflection of their parents or their family. This is why I would urge parents who are themselves unhealthy to see the effects that you have on your children. Help them, and in return you can also help yourselves. There's plenty of ways to help our youth with the issue of obesity. Simple day-to-day changes need to be made, and I'm positive we'll see a change in our future. Americans need to take a step back and live in the now. We're always on the go and overlook so many little things until they become major issues like this.